So then...
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Would you kindly stand to salute the flag and then remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask that you stand for a moment of silence in memory of retired firefighter Jim Driscoll, who separated from service due to a line-of-duty injury. He also served as a former Park and Recreation Commissioner in Abington, and this past Friday was his funeral service up in Acton, Maine. Chief Glenn led a delegation of retired firefighters, including Chief Nuttall, Deputy Chief Howe, firefighters Don Farrell and Mike Driscoll, and I'd ask that you have a moment of silence for him. Thank you. By way of announcements, we want to send happy birthday wishes to Walter Pastor, the former coach at Abington High School, who turns 102 tomorrow, actually. Walter's down in Plymouth, and last I knew was still driving. Also, just a reminder that this coming weekend, as Abington celebrates with the winter festivities coming, and hopefully I've got them all right. We have the Legion Ugly Sweater Contest is on Friday from 7 to 11. There's a winter concert at Abington High School with a sing-along at 7 p.m. On Saturday at the Dyer Library, there is an auction, an estate auction. The Dyer's open from 9 to 12:30. The estate auctions, pardon me, at 12:30. On Saturday, Christmas at the Grove from 3 to 6, at which time at 5:30 there'll be a lighting of the Christmas tree by the fire and police departments. And on Sunday at the dog park, there's pup picks from 10 to 1, and there's a concert at 3 p.m. at the United Church of Christ with handbells and audience singing. And I think I've got everything on that. In addition, we want to make notice that the veterans, from the Veterans Director, that the Mel's Kitchen is hosting free meals for veterans on Sunday, December 22nd from 6 to 1 p.m. And you come with your proof of you're a veteran or a widow of a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, and they'll, pardon me, give you some free dinners. In relation to that, I think I have got everything in that regard. Does anybody else have anything? If not, okay. First item on the agenda, the chairman of the Plymouth County Commissioners, Jared Valenzola, briefly will present to us yet more money.
Thank you. And yes, I will be brief, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm Commissioner Jared Valenzola, Chairman. I do send the regrets of Commissioner Wright and Treasurer O'Brien. They couldn't be here this evening. I know I've made several presentations to you folks before, so thankfully I don't need to be too repetitive. I know you have some other business you need to tend to. Just by way of update for the general public, we are actually winding down the appropriation of these funds. December 31st is the deadline. And we've worked very closely with Scott and your leadership team here to execute some of these funds. Of course, these funds are going to a department mobile vaccination unit as well as stormwater remediation, which I think are two very notable and worthwhile uses of these funds. So we certainly commend Scott and the leadership team you folks have here. We do also want to thank Senator Keenan and Representative Sullivan Almeida, who is also here, for their advocacy on behalf of the town of Abington. This program has really worked well because the county, the town, and state leaders like Rep. Sullivan Almeida have all been able to work together to execute these. So again, it's really been a pleasure. I apologize, I'm not sure if you've met your cap yet. I'm sure Scott is aware whether you have. So sadly, this will be my last visit with the big check, but I would like the opportunity down the road to come back and talk about some of the other programs that we are doing at the county. So I do have the check. I don't know if there's questions, Mr. Chairman. If not, we would just like a picture because we have records dating back to 1620, so we need to put something to prove that I was here and that you let the former Rockland kid, now from Plymouth, into Abington, only because I have a big check. So,
That's fine, okay. Where would you like us?
wherever you'd like, I can just come back there to make
Yeah,
it
that's
make it
fine. Why don't
simple.
you-
And,
yeah.
I don't know if Rep. Sullivan Almeida wants to say anything.
Sure.
You can just join for the picture. Whatever she is.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just want to thank the Plymouth County Commissioners program down in the county. It's because of the legislators along with the county commissioners that our town has seen more money than I think we would have seen if the governor had control of that funding. So we appreciate all the hard work, and we're happy to hear that we reached our cap, and that speaks volumes to the town here in Abington, and it offsets a lot of kind of the burden that was placed on us during COVID and post-COVID. So I want to say thank you to you, Scott, and the board, as well as you and the county commissioners.
Why don't we have everybody right here, then you can take the picture that way. Why don't you guys come right behind?
Actually, in front of our nice county flag.
Yeah,
Like only two
right
towns that
along.
are flying that.
All right.
All right, fill in.
Come on.
Thank you. Okay. And the real packet was already given to Scott, so you have the real money.
Very good.
All right.
Is it cash?
It's not quite cash, you know, they don't trust me with that.
It was.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you. Thank you. Fire chief.
Thank you guys so much tonight. We'll make it really brief. Rob Newmeister retired, created an opening for our department, and we went through the civil service process, and from that, we have a pretty extensive interview process. We have some people in-house, and I was just talking with some family members saying that I'm glad I don't have to go through that process now with some of the medical questions that we're throwing at some of these candidates. And I'm happy to report that Abington resident David Casper was who we hired. He did fantastic in the interviews, and he recently graduated this past week from the Bridgewater branch of the State Fire Academy. Briefly, just wanted to let you know, we knew Dave a little bit from when he rode with us as an intern paramedic, so we got a chance to get to know him a little bit, and I was so impressed with who he is. And just to give an example of something, prior to him getting in the academy, our people were working with him, trying to mentor him, get him ready for the academy and everything to look forward to, and not a lot to look forward to sometimes. And he reached out to me and said, Chief, is there any way I can take an extra air pack home? I want to practice climbing the stairs and get ready for it. And he did. And I talked to him probably about 4 weeks in, and I said, how you doing? And he says, no, I'm doing well, I'm adjusting. But when it comes time to do the stairs, I'm more ready than anybody else. Everybody rolls their eyes, and he says, let's get going. So he did fantastic in the academy. We're glad to have him on board, so we wanted to officially have his pinning ceremony tonight. So I'm going to ask David to come up. His girlfriend Jen is going to do the pinning. She's been practicing, and I know she's going to be fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the town clerk, Leanne Adams, if she could come up. We wanted to have her swear him in.
I, David Caswell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and general laws
the Constitution and general laws
of the town of Abington,
of the town of Abington,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office to which
of the office to which
I have been elected.
I have been appointed.
Representative Sullivan Almeida as well.
Thank you, Chief. That was probably the hardest part of the job, right? I know. Every time we have to take the oath, I think I repeat it in my head 1,000 times. So, first, congratulations.
Thank you.
Job well done. We are so happy and grateful to have you here. We want to thank your family and your friends that are here tonight for their support, because we know it doesn't take just you. It takes the support of your family and your close friends. And if you look behind you, you have now grown a bigger family, because I've seen it firsthand how much this department has come through for so many families across this town, mine included. And when I tell you, you have just joined probably one of the best families, you definitely have. So if it's okay, and I apologize, I'm out of breath for some reason, I'm probably just as nervous as you are, and I've done this 1,000 times. So I have a citation here, and if it's okay, Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
I'd like to read it off. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincere congratulations to firefighter paramedic David Casper in recognition of your honorable promotion to the rank of firefighter and paramedic within the Abington Fire Department. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all your endeavors. Given this 9th day of December 2024 at the State House of Boston, signed by the Speaker of the House, Ronald Mariano, and offered by me, your State Representative Allison Sullivan Almeida, I want to congratulate you. Stay safe, and you're in great hands, especially with the chief, too. So congratulations. Thank you for your service, and
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you.
You as well, thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
If I could, Chief, just something at the graduation, something struck me when the student, a recruit student, got up and gave the address to the class. He had said something that kind of stuck with me, and I think it's worthy of mention here today, that when he was addressing his fellow classmates, he said, the profession that you're entering into isn't just a profession, it's a calling. And I think, given the fact of the comments from Representative Sullivan Almeida, that certainly drives that home. And I think it's not just a job, it's a way of life. So we congratulate you, wish you the best, and welcome to the Abington.
Thank
Very
you.
good, thank you.
Have a good evening.
That's it. Next item on the agenda, vote to accept donations to the Veterans Gift Fund for banners and celebrations. In accordance with the provisions of Chapter 44, Section 53A of the general laws, the Board of Selectmen is authorized to establish gift funds for the purposes of various and sundry things. A request from the Veterans Agent to designate two funds, one for banners and one for the celebration. What is the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
No.
If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, unanimous. Discussion and vote on, next item on the agenda, discussion and vote on the Strawberry Valley Golf Course under the care, custody, and control of the town. I had conversations with the chairman of the Strawberry Valley Golf Course Committee. They had asked if we had a little bit of time, if they could have a little bit of time so their committee could meet and, opine on what the intent was. The selectmen had discussed at a previous meeting the sale of the house that's actually on Bedford Street, Route 18, as part of the complex up there. So in fairness to them, I said I would bring it up to the board, and I would propose that we put this off and put it on the agenda for February 10th, thereby giving them enough time to meet and toss that around. Is any discussion?
Motion to approve to continue to the 10th of February?
Is there a second?
Well, second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so voted. Actually, I've got to go back to the last one, I forgot. There were two applicants for appointment to the Veterans Services Committee. There were three applicants, one dropped out. The Veterans Agent is recommending Jack Davis of 25 Wyman Road and Francine Bell of 75 Orange Street.
Motion to appoint?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, unanimous. Request for one-day liquor licenses for the 10th District Brewery. You have before you a request for the 10th District Brewery for Moms on the Go wanting to hold their winter fest in their parking lot, and according to the ABCC, because it would be, pardon me, outside of the licensed premises, it would require one-day licenses. You have before you request for one-day licenses on Saturdays in January and February, delineated as from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. on January 4th, 11th, 18th, 25th, February 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve. We've done this in the past with other
Yeah.
events. I think it's a great idea, so.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so voted. The minutes of November 25th. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
A second?
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimous. Vote to approve the following licenses renewals: Class 1 and 2, alcohol, common victular, entertainment, auto amusement, billiards, bowling alley, lodging house, and livery. You have before you the delineated licenses in a listing that will be part of the public record and made part of the agenda. Is there any license anyone would like to exclude from the general vote?
Just exclude Powerhouse Nutrition only because I have a conflict with them. I have a business relationship with the owner.
Anything else? Okay, question comes on renewing all the licenses as delineated on the attached sheets with the exception of Powerhouse. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, 4, 1 abstention. Question now comes on Powerhouse. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Bunker. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Mrs. Zampetti. Any discussion?
I'll abstain.
If not, all those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, 4 in favor, 1 abstention. We have before us a request of change of hours for the Louis V. Dorsey Post 112. Their current hours you have before you were delineated, as indicated. The requested hours are Monday through Sunday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., and all national holidays, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., plus Founder's Day, August 17th, and Oktoberfest outside, and all state holidays. Is there...
Motion to approve the license hour changes.
Is there a second?
Sorry, so I'm just trying, they have only been open in terms of alcoholic beverages available Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah.
Is that how I'm reading it?
Can we just get a second first so
Oh, yeah,
we can
sorry.
discuss it?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Okay, go ahead, Amanda.
I think I know that it's, the Legion, but the Monday to Sunday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., the 12 p.m., it's so close to the school. Is there restrictions on that? Like if you were trying to open up like a...
There would be restrictions if you were trying to open a package store.
Okay, but not for like
As far as
a
proximity.
establishment or something like that, okay.
But
No,
let's-
that's a good point. Just to let you know, and I called the chairman about this, the Frollo isn't used as a school anymore, is my
No,
understanding.
I was thinking, a lot of times you'll have like, there's no smoking on school property and it extends like 200 feet beyond the property line
Right.
and there becomes a whole thing, and so I just was curious,
No,
given
valid
that
point.
it's-
That's why I wanted to make sure there were no
and it's
classes
school
anymore at the
property,
Frollo being
but-
next door.
Okay, so I was just curious about that, because that is a big change for that. So, as long as there's no restrictions otherwise, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, motion made and seconded to approve. All those in favor kindly signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Unanimous. Before, we are going to enter into executive session, but before we do that, I wanted to just make mention of the fact that our next meeting is January 13th. With the new year starting, we kick off, obviously, the budget season, the march towards town meeting. So for the January 13th, we have asked the superintendent of South Shore VOTEC to come up and explain so we can have a debate and a recommended vote on their position of their new school, which will be a ballot question in the district-wide on January 25th. And he can go over all of that and what the proposed financial impact to Abington would be if that were to be approved. So I think that's beneficial. We should understand that. We'll have a report from the town manager on the budget process, as well as we'll be setting the town meeting warrant deadlines and so forth. And the other thing, I had asked the town moderator to come up, so in light of the fact that we had special town meeting the other couple of weeks ago where we couldn't get a quorum, and I think we've reached the point where we've got to seriously consider whether we should consider adjusting the quorum in one facet or another, be it either for the annual or for a special or adjourned session. But that's a debate we can have on the 13th with the town moderator to see if that's something we even want to pursue and recommend an article for town meeting or not. But, so just to alert you of that. So that is it for that. And this being, before we entertain a motion to enter into executive session, this will be our last meeting before the holidays. So on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, I want to wish all the people of Abington a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and if you don't subscribe to any particular religion or festivity, we send you our very best wishes. So with that said, we'll take a motion to enter into executive session, not to reconvene under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21-3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, all unions, and litigation relating to the cannabis shop. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Ms. Zampetti?
Yes, sorry.
Yes, okay.
I was like,
Miss-
here, present, sorry. I got 100% Monday, I got put on the spot there.
That's all right.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yes,
Mr.
motion,
Bunker?
yep.
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you very much. We are entering into executive session. We will not reconvene. The hour is 6:21 PM.